Hello, my friends. Welcome to the metal shop. Let's talk for a minute today about quickjacks, specifically the stock factory 5 quickjacks. And there's actually quite a few problems with these, in my opinion. So we'll look at mine here, and I just threw this back on here for mock-up. I've removed them. And first things first, the person that built this car painted them black, and the black was badly flaking off, so yeah, they're not supposed to be black. Anyway, they're like a natural color, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But the problem that everybody runs into right off the bat that they notice is they stick out too far, like way too far, inch and a quarter. And what a lot of guys will do is that they will cut these spacers an inch or an inch and a quarter off, and you got to use a shorter bolt. And the bolts that come with the kit are 7 inches long, 7/16 by 7 inches, 7/16 14-inch thread, or sorry, 14 count thread. So you can cut an inch off the spacers and get yourself some 6-inch bolts, and they'll look quite a bit better. But then we run into these spacers are completely incorrect. The overall size, the overall dimensions, the outside dimension is about 5/8 of an inch. The originals were 3/4, and to me, they don't look right. But combination, they stick out too far. The spacers are wrong, and then now we can address the brackets themselves, which are, I'm not sure how thick these are. They're not 3/16. They're, and I say this, they're decorative. And obviously these aren't made to function, but there's a difference between being made to function and being the absolute bare minimum that you can throw on a car to make it look like it has quick jacks. And that's what these are. These, I'll be honestly, I'm not going to pull any punches. These are toys. They're decorative. Honestly, I'm going to take mine off, and I'll give them away, for some shipping or whatever. Garbage. They're garbage in my opinion. That may be a little bit harsh, but the metal, the originals weren't bent like this because the metal was so thick that they used. You couldn't bend it like this. They were welded. And one quote that I read, which was pretty funny, was it looked like some angle iron that someone had welded with a torch. And people tend to forget that about these cars. They were crude. They were race cars, originally. I mean, not the street cars, but the SC cars that had these quick jacks. They were very crude. They were crudely built. And, so and the other thing, you'll never, ever, ever see a chrome polished quick jack on an original car. I shouldn't say that. There are some out there that people have put on. None of the originals came with a chrome quick jack or polished. None of the spacers. Okay, so what I did was I bought a set, and they're not here yet, but I'll add it to the video when they arrive. I bought a set of accurate reproductions from Acton Cobra, which is right here in New Hampshire, a few hours north of me. And it's like uses 1/4-inch steel. It's poorly MIG welded together, look just like the originals. The profiles are perfect. They're accurate reproductions. Now they're never going to be functional, not for a replica. They're not going to lift the car up, but they're going to look the part. And I bought some 6061 aluminum tubing. The originals were aluminum. They weren't polished. They weren't steel. They were aluminum tubing. Look at any picture of a quality restoration or an original car, and you can tell just from that dull finish that they were aluminum. 3/4 of an inch outside diameter, 1/2 inch inside diameter. And I got myself some 6-inch grade 8 bolts, and I'm going to use grade 8 washers as well. Now the hardware, they did use nylock locking nuts on the originals, but the originals they're actually a stud. They were threaded on both ends, and they had a cut in one end where it would accept a slotted screwdriver, so that you could put the nut and the washer on the inside and then hold it in place with a screwdriver while you tighten it up from the outside. And the whole assembly wouldn't spin. So that's what we're going to do. Here in the back, at least we have the length is more appropriate here in the back. The standoff is 1 3/4 inches. Again, I'm going to use the 6061 aluminum, the 3/4 inch outside diameter, which is proper. I'm not going to drop my gas tank. I will reuse this hardware and put the Acton Cobra quickjacks on there, which are going to look mint. They are going to look the part. Again, I'll never lift the car with them, but at least to look right. And the toys, you know, that came with this, the decorative ones that came with the Factory 5 kit, are not long for this car. Same with these vents. It's a vent, looks absolutely nothing like the original, but it serves the purpose to say that, oh, we put a vent in the car like the originals. But I'm going to rip those out and put an actual decent reproduction vent in this car. All right, more to come. One last quick little note here. This is the proper orientation on the 427 SC cars for your quickjacks. They don't go the other way, where this one's on the other side and the nuts go to the inside, the nuts go to the outside. This is how they were mounted on the original cars. And yes, I know that on the 289 cars and the FIA cars, they were mounted the other way, but the bodies were different for those. This is this is my opinion. Every car, every original photograph, anything I've ever seen, this is the proper way to mount your quickjacks. Huge debate over those. This is how they're going to be mounted. They're closer together and they provide more strength versus, you know, 1.5 inches, 3 inches difference in width, where you're going to lose the strength that you need to lift the car like on the originals. All right, mount them like this. Cool. All right, so there. That's just a lot better. We got the grommets. The originals had grommets, not exactly like these, but they did. You see the nice 3/4 inch aluminum spacers, grade 8 bolts, just missing the slot. And obviously this is still the Factory 5. Let's make pretend that this is a quickjack. So when you're tightening these up, there is a little bit of slop in them, just enough so that you can get them crooked. So leave them, you know, loose, just get them snug, get this thing straight up and down, then tighten them up. And the grommets, by the way, obviously are made for the 3/4 inch here. So let's just have a quick look at this. So there's the 6061 I picked up, and there is, I'll try and get them both in the same shot. And there is, on the right, is the toy make pretend decorative thing that came from Factory 5. See the difference? It's like, what, really? What's the point? What is the point of this at all? Anyway, get yourself one of these nice, really thin wrenches. That's what I used here on the front. Because if you'll see in there, you got sheet metal, and mine's all done up. But you got sheet metal in the way, preventing you from getting, you know, a standard wrench or a socket there on the end of the bolt head there. So get yourself one of these nice. I'd get a set. I got a set of metric. I got a set of these pretty cheap from Amazon. These things will save your life. When you need them, you just need them. Anyway, and here we got the proper orientation as well. So I think night and day difference. When we get the Acton Cobra, really nice pieces on there, that will just be just right. So stay tuned. All right, hello my friends. Welcome to part 2 of quickjacks. And it's been, I think I ordered them beginning of October. It is now, today is the 28th of December. They did come in time for Christmas. But like all the stuff with Acton Cobra, it says not in stock on their website. Do not be deterred. I believe Nick Acton makes most of this stuff to order. Super high quality stuff, super accurate reproductions, so totally worth it. So anyway, have a little Christmas unboxing here. I got something else in the mail today, another little present to myself. I figured that I would share. Quick little unboxing here. Bear with me. Fragile. Fragile. Must be made in Italy. It's that time of season, right? It's a major award. I won a major award. Sent from Italia. It's Italian. This is a cool piece anyway that I found on eBay. Pretty nice. And pretty hard to find these. And even when they were new, I think they sold for like, I want to say they're like 50 bucks. And I picked this one up, of course, supply and demand, approximately double that, but you know, once you see, totally worth it. There it is. Ooh, look at that. Cobra intake plate. That is sweet. The guy had refinished it. The backside's been painted the front, got it just in the lines where it's supposed to be. That is gonna look really nice on top of my engine. And for the time being, it's gonna stay with the stock Mustang intake manifold. So that is a really nice piece that used to be available from, not even from Ford Racing. I think it was it Ford Motorsport or Ford SVO maybe at the time that this was sold through. Like I said, kind of a rare piece, but fit perfectly on top of my intake manifold. So pretty happy about that. Very nice piece. All right, so let's have a look at some quickjacks here. Look at that, that's cool. They have Cobra tape, and it's funny, Acton Custom Enterprises, ACE, which is kind of cool. But yeah, look at that. Awesome. Anyway, I already looked at these. I bought these for myself. I let my wife wrap them and put them under the tree for me, which was still kind of cool because I didn't allow myself to look at them first. So I got to see them for the first time, so it was kind of like a surprise. Anyway, I think this feels like a small one. Yeah, this is one of the rears, and you'll see. Look at that. It has this nice bend in it here. That is full 1/4 inch steel. And I think he paints them or they're powder coated. It looks pretty nice for paint. If he paints them, he does a pretty good job. And you see, I paid, actually, these are just a tad cheaper for the rough MIG welds. These are hyper accurate reproductions of the originals, which were, you know, just heavy gauge steel welded together. You couldn't bend it. You couldn't bend it like that. So they welded it together, and like I said in the first video that someone joked, it looks like somebody welded these with a torch. And Nick Acton will make you ones that are nicer, that are TIG welded with nice clean welds, and he'll charge you, I don't remember, $20 or $30 more for those. But look at that. That is how they're supposed to look. Not like the toys from Factory 5 that are on the car. That's a nice piece. I believe this is one of the fronts here. Yeah. One of the fronts. A little bit longer. Those are nice. These are really nice pieces. So, what I'm going to do, let me give a quick pause here. We'll do like a time lapse of me monkey buggering around, bolting these on. Shouldn't be too bad. I've had them on and off a few times. Hopefully this will be the last time. Cool. I should mention, I just put one of these up next to the car. Look at this. Now, these are made from originals. Nick got templates from original cars. These are exact reproductions. They're expensive, but they're worth it. He'll also sell you the hardware with the proper slotted studs as well. But if you can, I don't know if you can see this. These are not, it's close, tighter to the body. It's longer, you know, it's narrower, it is the proper shape, not like this toy piece. These are gonna look so much nicer on the car. Can't say enough negative about these, can't say enough positive about these. And I will say there's some other nice reproductions out there, not as nice as these, but Shell Valley makes some pretty nice ones, and I think Finish Line sells the same ones. At least they're a heavier gauge steel, a lot closer to the originals than the Factory 5, but these, in my opinion, These are the best ones that money can buy at this time if you want hyper accuracy. So let's get them on. All right, so the installation is complete. Probably saw there in the time lapse. I did run into one little snag. The holes, they were just a touch too small. I'm sure he drilled them on a drill press, but they weren't. I just bored them out to 7/16. You probably saw me doing it here with a hand drill and almost breaking my wrist. I ended up taking I did the fronts here by hand stupidly, and I transferred the rears to the vise and drilled them out there. You know, not really a big deal, but those things look amazing. It's like you don't even notice until you see the right ones. They just have the right sweep. They're up tighter to the body. They're longer. They just look right. And you saw me really reefing down these bolts, and the reason being is because these are a full 1/4 inch. Those piece of crap decorative ones from Factory 5, they're not even 3/16. They're like 4 millimeters or something. It's ridiculous how flimsy they are. But yeah, these are a full, I think that, yeah, it's a full 1/4, and I had to crank down. The problem is the bolts, you could go, I believe these are 6-inch. The originals come with 7-inch. You're not really, I mean, 6 1/4 would probably be perfect. But anyway, I gotta hurry here because I'm on low battery. There, you guys saw me do the rear. I actually had to open the door. It's super cold out. But there's the rear, and you can see the bend there. That's so that the trunk can open. That's what that bend is for. I kind of wondered. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, you saw me at the end of the video doing a little bit of horns up. The green Manalishi by Judas Priest was on. Pretty awesome. 1966 New Hampshire plate. What else we got? Oh, got the Cobra manifold plate on, looking pretty sweet. I have something in the works for the intake manifold because I don't like these. I don't like the way they look. They don't flow good. So I do have something in the works for that. And this plate will also fit. There's a hint. And we have these to go on. Picked these up from Tony Branda. Had these on the other Cobra too. Really nice piece that they belong on the small block Ford. Anyway, low battery. Those are the quickjacks. As always, my friends, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate your support. It's cold out. I can't even talk anymore. My lips are cold enough. So anyway, I truly appreciate your support. Please, if you're new, click subscribe. Click on that bell so you get notifications of all my new videos. Tons of good stuff on there. Give me a thumbs up, please. Tell your friends. I hope you're appreciating the Cobra videos. Lots of good, high-quality parts, making this a really nice, accurate representation of a reproduction, replica, can't speak, of one of the originals. So this has been the Acton Quick Jacks. Once again, my friend, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Oh, look at the wheels. We'll have to talk about those another time, though. All right, my friends, take care. Bye-bye. Cobra.